Sadhguru, namaskar.
Please.
Identify.
Yeah, I'm Sandeep Kalra.
There is a policewoman, you must identify yourself.
My question is with something which I had experienced. We have a small NGO. We started that to enable people so that they can live well. So we employed some boys who were the sons of these maids and drivers. We told them that you come, we will teach you how to work on CNC machines. Those boys, they came for 2 days and third day they didn't turn up. We asked them, why you are not coming up? They say, हमारे हाथ काले हो जाते हैं. My hands become black. I don't want to work with my hands. And this is what is happening, that after education, all parents, even including myself, I want my child not to do a handwork. He should be an officer, he should sit in the office or he should be in the AC. Now, this is something where the erosion has happened. I would like your insight on this.
I think I kind of addressed this in the beginning. Our idea of education is entirely English, unfortunately. Everybody is going to the university, for what? We have to live in this universe, not in a university. Right now, this is a serious thing happening in the country. I do not know if these laws are across the nation, but at least in Tamil Nadu, because there were children dropping out of the school, the government passed a law a few years ago saying that you cannot fail a child till he reaches 9. From first standard to 9th standard, it's free pass. This was done misplaced compassion, because if you fail him at 3rd standard, then he will go back home, he won't come back and sit in the same class again. So let him somehow continue with good intention. But today you have millions of youth who are 14, 15 years of age, who wear pants, who have the attitude of the educated but don't know education. They can't add 2 plus 2. But they have the attitude of the educated. Now they can't go back to the farm and work with their father. They can't learn carpentry, which if their father is a carpenter or a blacksmith or whatever, your CNC machine. Now, we are creating this youth, a dangerous thing. Youth without purpose is a dangerous possibility, always. So our idea of education has to change. Why is it that everybody has to go to school? I do not believe in this compulsory education thing at all. Why is it that everybody has to go to school? We have to make a law. By the time you're 18, everybody must be tested, you must have some skill, otherwise you must join the army or do something. Some skill, you must be able to do something with your hands or your brains. If you have no skill, you must go for 2 years of some kind of compulsory training. It could be, semi-armed forces, it could be police, it could be some other industrial training, whatever. Kept there for 2 years and trained. In every country, in many countries who want to come up well, they have 2 years of compulsory army training. Ours need not be necessarily military training, it could be industrial training, it could be something else, but compulsorily they must go through by 18 if they don't have a skill or they're not progressing towards their academic capabilities, they must compulsorily go. If you don't skill the nation, you will kill the nation.
தமிழக அரசை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அவர்கள் அரசு புறம்போக்கு நிலங்களில் எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் மரம் நட வேண்டும் என்று ஆசைப்படுகின்றார்களோ அங்கெல்லாம் மரம் நடுவதற்கு அரசு அவர்களுக்கு உறுதுணையாக விளங்கும் என்பதை இந்த நல்ல நேரத்திலே தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன்.
80% of our body is water. That's where it all starts.
Through OP was telling me, for the first time he is seeing a crowd of people who are disciplined and so wonderful. உங்களெல்லாம் பார்க்கும்போது, சத்குருவை பார்க்கும்போது, சத்குருக்கு துணையா இருக்கிற இத்தனை பேரை பார்க்கும்போது மனசுல ஒரு நம்பிக்கை, ஒரு தன்னம்பிக்கை வந்திருக்கு. அந்த தன்னம்பிக்கைக்கு நன்றி.
குருஜி அவர்கள் எடுக்கின்ற ஒவ்வொரு முயற்சிக்கும் அரசு உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும் என்பதையும் இந்த நல்ல நேரத்திலே தெரிவித்து,
மேடையில் இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாமே வணக்கம். Our farmer with almost no science or technology and very little infrastructure, he's been providing food for 1.3 billion people. This is the greatest achievement in the country. Dinner time, everybody should take 20 seconds before you eat your dinner and remind yourself of all the suffering that people have gone through due to lack of food and water. And the sufferings of these men and women who committed suicide as farmers. This is not to ruin your dinner, this is just that you eat your dinner as a human being conscious of everybody's pain and suffering. You eat so that you stand up to be a full-fledged human being, not just one more creature on this planet.
One who is seeing this life as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, for him there is no failure. For one who is looking at the simple events of this life itself as the goal of life, for him there is failure and success. If you're just seeing this life as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, if you have a good deal, you use that for your well-being. If you have a bad deal, you use that for your well-being. The economy was on the boom, when every fool could be successful. No. It didn't take much. When the economy is on the boom, everybody gets carried, isn't it? Now there has been a meltdown. Now it takes something else to be successful. So, when the economy was on the boom, you could have brought a certain dispassion towards the money that's flowing in. Now the economy is down, the taps are all closed up. It's time to come, meditate, walk in the mountains. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time on your hands, isn't it? When there was money, it took away your time and life. Now the taps are closed, lots of time. This is the time. So it doesn't matter what the hell happens. It doesn't matter what the hell happens with your life. If you are seeing this life only as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, then whatever the situation, it is beautiful and very useful. Very, very useful. Once there was a farmer like you who was tired of various natural factors ruling the quality of his crop. So one day he called Shiva. It was a wild card entry. So he found excess. And Shiva said, what? He said, I'm tired of all the natural nonsense happening. Obviously, you're not a farmer. I know from history that you were a hunter. You were not a farmer. You don't know what it means to farm. Why don't you leave the nature in my hands? I'm a farmer. I know when it should rain, I know when there should be sunlight, I know when there should be wind, I know everything. You don't know because you're just a hunter. And you're a crazy ascetic. You're definitely not a good farmer. The wrong times it's raining, at wrong times things are happening. You leave it to me. Shiva was one of those moods, he said, okay, nature is in your hands. Then the farmer planned his crop, planted a maize crop. Rain. Poke the land and see, okay, it's soaked up to 6 inches, stop. Then plow it, plant it, wait for 2 days, rain. Sunlight. Today I'm working in the field, cloud. So everything just happened the way he wanted. A beautiful maize crop came. He was overjoyed. It's good. Nature should be in farmer's hands. And then when the time to harvest came, he wanted to see, because none of the birds were coming, he was surprised. Because that also he said, no birds, no birds. Then he went and opened and saw nice big everything, but you opened and saw no grain inside. Then he thought, what the hell is this? What did I do wrong? Then he couldn't figure out, because rain, water, sunshine, everything he managed properly. Then again he went back to Shiva. But he was in this condition. He waited for many years for him to open his eyes. By the time these many years, the fields and the family, everything went to… But he wanted to know the answer. What went wrong? He's farmer first. Then when Shiva opened his eyes, he asked, I did everything right, but there is no grain. Did you sabotage my crop? Shiva said, I've been watching. You were in charge, so I didn't want to interfere. The rain was great, the sunshine was great, everything was fine, but you stopped all the winds. I used to always send fierce winds which would threaten your crop. But because the plants felt pushed and threatened, they put their roots deeper into the earth. So grain happened. Now you have great maize crop. No maize? So, various situations in your life, either you can use it to make yourself stronger and better, or you can sit and cry. This is the choice you have. Everything. It doesn't matter what happens. The most horrific event happened in your life, that also can be used for your growth and your well-being, if you have clearly seen the small events of your life. When I say small events, I mean your business, your marriage, your children, all those big things. All these things are just a stepping stone. This is not new to you, because in this culture, they put this into you for centuries, for millenniums. They told you, your life is about mukti. Your marriage, your business, your social life, these are all just means to get there. Either you go with it or you go without it. But whether you are a sannyasi or you're in the samsara, your only goal is mukti. Yes? The goal was not just for the sannyasi, for everybody it is mukti. If you can walk alone, you walk alone. You want party going with you, you walk with the party. That's your choice. You want to get there quick, you walk alone. You want to go there having picnic on the way slowly, you go with people. Choice is yours. But the important thing is, whatever the hell you're doing, there's only one goal. So if you have set this up, then all the events of life, everything is beneficial. The boom is beneficial, the meltdown is even more beneficial actually. It is also ecologically very good, the meltdown. So, the fear of failure. Failure is bad enough. Fear is adding spice to it, isn't it? Success happens to you not because you desire it. because you earn it. Everybody desires it. It comes only if you're capable of it.
I remember in the 70s, there were movies, Hindi movies. I did not see most of them, but people used to tell me that there were some actors who were called rape specialists. See, there is violence in the society, you don't have to hide it. But are you glorifying it or are you showing it in a way that people say this is not the way?
Namaskar, I'm Sadhguru. So I'm not sure if you have heard of the TV series called Sacred Games. It's very famous or unfamous. It is a lot of sexual and violence content in it. So what do you think art and entertainment should be given that much space, or it is disturbing to know that TV series like these are very famous and popular in today's generation?
If I understand the question right, you're asking why something that depicts so much violence and sexuality, why is it popular or why should we allow it to happen? Is that the question?
Yeah, or it should be allowed in art, as in it's okay to be there.
See, the dangers of this, even addressing this question is, if you address this question, immediately some people think their own ideas of what's right and wrong can be imposed on other people, which will not work. In a free society, it will not work. At the same time, is violence, extreme violence in movies and very gross ways of… usually sexuality means generally a woman is being treated in a not necessarily a nice way. I remember in the 70s, there were movies, Hindi movies. I did not see most of them, but people used to tell me that there were some actors who were called rape specialists. In every movie, there has to be one rape. It became almost like a standard for some time. So all those people who saw those movies as children, because there was no adult certification for that, anybody could go and watch it, they thought this is the way to treat a woman. Now when rape happens in the street, why are you surprised, I'm… You've cultivated them. All said and done, the cinema may be a commercial enterprise, but it has a profound impact in a society like this. See, in certain other countries, people watch the movie, go home, forget about it. Here it's not like that. We even elect them. Because a cinema is not a cinema. Cinema is more than reality in this country. So when it is like that, I think it should be conducted more responsibly. What is it that we're trying to create? If you try to control it from outside, it'll become ugly. If people use just about anything and everything to make money at the cost of the society, that is definitely ugly. So I don't know what this television serial is because I never get the time to look at that place. Whatever it is, I don't know in what context. See, there is violence in the society, you don't have to hide it, you can show it. There is sexuality in the society, you don't have to hide it, you can show it. But are you glorifying it or are you showing it in a way that people say this is not the way? You showed a rape because it's happened. When people see it, they must say, this is not the way. If they think, wow, this is the way, then what kind of society are you creating?
So, many times this has come to me in various different forms, this kind of question. I think people are hiding behind art. I'm sorry if I say anything wrong. People are hiding behind the term art. If it is art, it should not be so commercial. You're doing commerce and you're calling it art. There may be some artistry involved in it, we appreciate that. But there was a time when we were growing up, there were art movies and there were commercial movies. Now there is no such thing, commercial movies are art. So commercial movies are made essentially to make money. But is investing to make money, nothing wrong with commerce, because nothing wrong with commerce, nation's commerce has to develop in all levels. So entertainment is also commerce, it's fine. If it is commerce, then it must be controlled, there must be proper… For every commerce, there is a certain amount of control, isn't it, in a society? In this society, though today everybody, at least a lot of… a big percentage of population is drinking, still we are holding on to it, that you cannot advertise alcohol. They will show an alcohol bottle and say CDs and music. You know,
Sparkle water.
sparkling water, that is okay, but CD and music, how does it come, I don't know. Anyway, I'm saying when we see it is going to influence the society in a big way, there are controls. So, if something is going to impact the society, there must be some sort of control. It is best the self-control is self-imposed rather than a government agency imposing it, because then it'll become something else very ugly, it'll become somebody who doesn't know anything about it. It is not about deciding what people should see and should not see. It is about where do we want to drive the society. Right now, more than… I don't know about this television serial, I'm continuously speaking about all the… what are these… video games. A 5-year-old child enjoys shooting people. That's the only thing he plays. He enjoys shooting people. On the screen, it's quite good because it doesn't spill blood anywhere, it's okay. There it spills, but it's okay. Now when he becomes 18, doesn't he want to get a little real? Hello? In United States, the school shootings are happening. People think it's an American phenomena. No, no, no. If there were guns in Indian homes, it will happen. Hello? You think it won't happen? In America, in every home, there is more than one weapon, all right? In almost every home, there is more than one weapon, minimum. There is at least a shotgun and a handgun, for sure.
We have toy guns.
Not that, I'm saying real firearms. So there is excess, so it is only happening in America. But if there were weapons in Indian homes, even here kids would be shooting each other, for sure. When emotions fire up, you want to shoot, isn't it? So from the age of 4, 5, if you're practicing how to shoot people, when you become 16, 17, 18, don't you want to get real? Don't you want to see some real blood? I don't see what's wrong. If you're cultivating your children to do this on the screen continuously, what is the problem for you if he gets real? Or if his friend gets real and he shoots your child, what is the problem, I'm asking? Because you must understand, certain actions have certain consequences. This must be handled responsibly by people who are creating those things. If you bring laws for everything, then society becomes ugly. Government cannot manage these things. People should manage these things. So if somebody makes such a thing, people should not go and watch it. But no, they all want to go and see. Somewhere they enjoy it, isn't it? Today you see any of the Hollywood movies, it's not like before. Before also they were shooting, but now it comes, the bullet enters and the brains splash and there is a rerun. Again it comes in slow motion and splashes all over the place. People are enjoying it. Once you enjoy these things, then violence is inevitable on the street. It's just a question of graduation, isn't it? So, what kind of society we want to create? All those people who influence the society in a big way, whether artists, politicians, media people, spiritual leaders, religious leaders, whoever has influence over people, they must look into themselves and see what is the consequence of our action. Much responsibility must come. If anything has to happen, right kind of atmosphere is very crucial. If this plant has to flower, the soil should be right. The seed may be great, but if the soil, the temperature, the air, the water, if it's not right, this great seed is not going to get anywhere. So creating an appropriate atmosphere for anything to happen is most important. Life happens because of ambience. It is the ambience of your mother's womb which made you who you are right now. It is the ambience of the family and social situations which slowly shaped you the way you are. This is something that people have not taken enough care about. When you were born as a helpless little baby or an infant, the lap of your mother, the comfort, the security, the nourishment of your mother's lap was crucial. Can I not grow up without it? You can. But it could be a struggle. It wouldn't be a joy to grow up. And it is possible that you could be physiologically or psychologically impaired in the process of your growth, simply because you did not have that lap. Can I not grow up in a crib? You can. But it wouldn't be the same. It would mean a lot of struggle. So even for your physiological and psychological growth, what kind of ambience? The lap of your mother, the maternal lap, becomes very important. For one's spiritual growth, for one to flower spiritually, the lap of grace is most important. Can I not grow without it? You can. It would be improper to say you cannot, you can. But it would be a lot of struggle, lot of struggle. I don't see many here who would be capable of that kind of struggle. They would only give up. Because it takes almost inhuman attitude towards yourself. If you have to grow without grace, you have to be literally inhuman to yourself, very hard upon yourself. Otherwise, simply you will go in circles not knowing what you're doing. Is it the cruelty or the inhumanity of it which makes you grow? No. This cruelty and inhumanity makes sure that you don't go the wrong way. So people who chose very hard ways of doing things, they have chosen that way because they are orphaned seekers. Without the lap of grace, they are trying to grow. I know the pain of this better than anybody. 2 lifetimes of heartbreaking sadhana. Really, body anyway breaks. You know, for some people their hearts break before their bodies break. But there are some others, they won't let their hearts break because they made themselves like stones. So body breaks first. But slowly, that also begins to break. Fortunately, you're right. But probably it took so long because I made myself like this. Even if God appears, I cannot bow down to Him. I filled myself with such sense of pride and hardness that even if God appears, I cannot bow. It took 2 lifetimes of softening up, full-time softening up, not part-time, I want you to know, full-time, to become overwhelmed, to allow somebody to overwhelm you. And once you genuinely bow down, now you can bow down to anything. You show me a pebble, I'll bow down, not just to the mountain. I bow down to the mountain every day. But you show me a little pebble, that also I'll bow down. Because it takes so much to realize that you actually do not even know what this blade of grass is yet. Even if you're a great scientist or a biologist, you still do not know what even this blade of grass is. Yes? You still do not know? Forget about the mountain, forget about the existence, forget about the Creator altogether. Even this blade of grass, you still do not know it. You do not know an atom in this existence. You do not know an atom of this physical self. When you realize the magnitude of your ignorance, then you're willing to crawl at everything. When you come from an assumption, because of the bits and pieces of information that you have collected, when you come from the assumption that you know, your spine becomes like a steel rod and you cannot bend. You cannot bow at anything. Spent 2 lifetimes like steel. Steel is not strong. Only a fool thinks steel is strong. Steel is strong if you want to do menial jobs. But if you want to do the highest thing that a human being can do, you will see steel is not strong. That's not the kind of strength it takes. So to be in the lap of grace, and doubly to be in the grace of such a large establishment, it's a fortune. We can set up an experiment for you to experience what is the difference. If I make you walk, just walk away a kilometer or two, and with your eyes closed, we'll help you, we will make sure that you don't walk into anything. With your eyes closed, maintaining a certain level of awareness, you walk, you will see a distinct difference taking you up, a distinct difference happening within the very physical system as you move closer to this space. Set up such a lap of grace. Many have contributed. But now, around the world, all kinds of things are happening in the name of spiritual process. And this has caused immense damage to the very seeking in people. Because if there is no trustful ambience, there will be no spiritual process as such.